Hi everyone. It's kind of weird to talk when there's nobody here, but welcome to YouTube Live. Hope you're all having a great day. I am going to get myself set up a little bit and so I can see comments as they come in. So, oh, and that is why, oh dear, we are sideways. That is not what I wanted. So let's see why it's doing what I didn't want it to do. Well, the wonders of live streaming. Let's see. I'm so sorry that this glitch happened. This didn't happen when I tested it before. So if you're ever worried about going live and looking dumb, it's okay. People are very forgiving. But I'm not sure how to fix it. So we're just going to continue. And good morning, good afternoon, and let's see, wherever you are around the world. So feel free to say hello, and sorry for the ums. I know this is not going to be the optimal experience now for those of you who are not watching on your phones. So that's a little disappointing. And also, let's see. So, most of this will be just coloring, unless you talk back to me, because this is not supposed to be just a one-sided conversation. We're just here to color and chat. I don't have a lesson, but I am attempting to follow. Oh goodness, the delay is quite large. I'm watching myself on another screen, and I moved the paper, and that movement didn't show up on the screen for about 30 seconds, I would say. So that's very interesting. So if you're here, make a comment. Let me know where you're from. And if you're coloring this page with me, or if you are coloring something different. And in the meantime, oh, hi. You know, I am terrible with remembering names. So we've done, Molly, we have chatted quite often. And now I'm going to draw a blank on your actual name. I don't know if you want to share your actual name here on screen, but because I can't remember. Some people like to do that and some people don't. But thanks for joining. Are you coloring with me? Are you, I mean, not with me, but I mean, are you coloring this same page, or are you coloring something different? And are you excited about this book coming out? And I'm really excited. I'm kind of disappointed that I won't get it till the end of the month, but I'm glad that Johanna does these free downloads. So I'm kind of treating this one as a test, because what I'm discovering is, for some reason, this paper is fighting me. And it doesn't normally, I usually like this paper. It's just random cardstock that you get at an office supply store, but I color a lot on it, but for whatever reason, my pencils are not, it's not cooperating with my pencils quite as much. So I started out with my Prismacolors last night, and it was just, it just was clumping up, and I didn't like it, so I switched to my Prismacolors, and they're just having trouble. I don't know if it's me. Carla, see, that's what I was thinking, but, you know, I called people the wrong name. Um, so thank you for being gracious. I'm not sure how to help myself remember details like that, but Carla, thanks for coming. What's for dinner tonight? And I'm sorry for, it's so strange that you know, what's one of the things about YouTube when you're chatting, the delays are so um, delayed. It does make it hard to chat a little bit. But what's for dinner? You having anything fun or exciting, or is today just a keep each other alive kind of day? I'm just gonna start coloring. If you have any questions or just anything you want to chat about, feel free to chat. I am following the technique I saw on another channel, um, Lisa Matrakin. She had a little tutorial about how to make things glow, so I'm kind of trying to do her advice because she has some amazing techniques. So, but she does it with Prismacolor, and that's why I started with Prismacolor. And in her tutorial, you color the thing that you want to glow, you color it all white first. This is at least her order. So I did start it that way with my Prismacolors, but then I didn't really like this, like I said, so I started over, but I wanted to get some color on the page. So I'm gonna do the, oh, thanks, I see your comment. Meatballs and chips or fries. Oh, nice, that sounds great. I have no idea what's for dinner, but I guess it's only breakfast time here, so I don't have to worry about that quite yet, but that sounds good. I do have some ingredients for Swedish meatballs, which I don't think I've ever made before, so maybe I'll try that for dinner. That sounds good. It's kind of hot here today, though, so we might need something, I don't know, that feels like a meal to have when it's cold, but I don't know. But thanks for the comment about the background. It's really interesting because it's the color, at least on my screen, is a lot darker than the color that I see in real life, but it'll be interesting when I get it out, you know, not in the studio light, and see what it's like. But okay, so her technique was first to color white, just a white layer over everything that you want to glow, and then you make a real light layer with a lighter color, and then you go in and darken up everything that you want to stay dark, and then there's more steps after that. I just didn't get that far, so I'm just going to catch myself up to where I was last night, because it was like 2 a.m. when I went to bed, and it's 9 a.m. now, so I had 6 hours of sleep, so that's plenty. I woke up this morning, I had to do some, oh, there's a nice shadow here, hold on. I had to do some nice vocal exercises, you know, talking a lot to myself and to my husband this morning to get my voice sounding not just woken up, you know how it goes. And I feel like this morning, like if all the things could go wrong before you live stream, I feel like I did. You know, I couldn't find this and I couldn't find that, and then oh, that's not working like I thought it was going to work. You know, I've done some tests before, but with a live stream setup, but it's been a while, and I kind of forgot the flow. And you know, there's a saying some advice about going live and doing things like that that are different than you normally do. If you keep procrastinating until your situation is perfect, you're never going to do it. So my tools and my setup for live streaming in this way is not ideal, but I just decided to start. And my channel itself is feels new. I mean, I signed up for YouTube on this account 2 years ago with not ever the intent of going live with it or doing much with it. I just wanted a place to store the video that I made with the World of Color book that I finished, that I wrote the story for, and so I made a video of reading the story. And so it's been sitting there kind of like that for a few years, but I recently decided to try to maybe do something with this and build community with people, because I used to live stream on a different platform and I just loved it. It wasn't about coloring. was just about, general stuff. And, that was the kind of the community that was there sharing their neighborhoods. And I just really loved those relationships with those people. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. But that platform that I was on for live streaming, it disbanded. They made changes and they sold, they had plans for their live streaming platform that were different than they had originally started, and the way it changed just didn't fit me and my community anymore and the people that I had met. So it was kind of sad. Everybody is kind of disbanded to different places. So we're still trying to find our fit, but I missed it so much that I thought, well, I'm going to start here with the very, very low standards. So if I bump the table and my phone jiggles, I'm so sorry. I would like to invest in some other equipment to, have the camera be more stable, have the lighting be a little better. But you got to start somewhere or else you'll never start. I decided to join to comment from time to time and that channel empty. Exactly. I am glad I'm streaming too, Andrea. Like I said, I just decided to start somewhere. So, yeah, like I kind of did the same thing, Carla. I like to be able to comment on people's videos and interact, but I never intended to do much with it. But we'll see. I know to. I don't know. I'm just gonna have fun. That's my goal. I will never be a professional colorist. Oh, hopefully you can't. Hopefully that car wasn't too loud. But I need a professional mic. Not a professional. I need a microphone that's a little better, probably. So, and again, I do apologize that the orientation that you're watching is vertical. I'm not sure why it did that, but I will definitely have that sorted out for the next time. But okay, so following Lisa Matrokin's tutorial, this is the next step. I did this. The thing that it's going to glow is now all colored white, and there's more plans for it later. But in the meantime, now I'm going to copy on this side what I did on this side. And so, Andrea, are you coloring while you watch? Are you coloring your own thing? Are you coloring this page? Or are you just listening? What time is it for you, Andrea? I can't remember. I need to have a little cheat sheet here, which I may make if we decide to do this more often. And I'm paying more attention to my talking than my coloring. So I need a little cheat sheet that has everybody's, their screen name, their actual name, and where they are, so how far ahead of me they are. That will help me, I think, so I can have a little cheat. I'm not coloring, I'm just relaxing before starting to prepare dinner. 6 p.m. Okay, so Carla is having meatballs and chips or fries for dinner. So what are you having for dinner? Maybe I just need some ideas. So I could make Swedish meatballs. I have that. Same time zone. Yeah, so I didn't eat breakfast because like I said, I was just trying to get prepared and it's like, I kept remembering different things. And okay, I need to slow down. That's the downfall of coloring on stream, because what's more important is the talking to you all. So I tend to try to then not pay attention. And my lines were too dark and too spread apart. So this part is really just about a pale layer that's going to go underneath this darker layer that will be next. So Andrea, are you going to color this page in anticipation? I will be doing some wraps and do fake French fries with sweet potato. Oh, nice. That's a very healthy alternative. which I really wish I liked sweet potatoes because they have way more nutritional value, don't they, than regular white potatoes. Unfortunately, I just don't like them. I don't know why. I think in my brain it's because French fries are supposed to be salty and sweet potatoes are obviously they're too sweet, and there's something about the texture. So I have a texture problem with food, but uh so I lost my train of thought. So if you have ever watched me in a live stream before, I tend to get distracted and go from I know they can be salty. There's just something, Andrea. So I want to reply to all the comments and interact, but then I forget what I was talking about before. Hi, Marie. Welcome. So if I'm ever telling a story or making a point about something and then I get distracted, help me, I might ask you to help me remember. So you're going to be the other part of my brain. Because there's just so much brain power and attention, and live streaming is a little tricky when you're doing it by yourself because you want to see all the comments and reply to them, and then my brain loses a word. Oh, we were talking about whether to color this page. Thank you, Andrea. I I always torn because Joanna usually does this in preparation for a book launch. She'll release a page from the book, and I'm always really excited to color it because it's usually delayed. I get it later here in the United States than most of you get it in other places. So I usually color these, or at least start to color these, but then I don't like necessarily coloring the same page more than once. So then when the book comes out, it's like, oh, I already did that page. I don't want to do it again. So it's a love-hate thing with these these freebie pages of hers. I kind of wish maybe she'd do a page that's different, but I know that's just extra work for her, and I know that's not realistic. That's just my own thing, but yeah, Andrea. So what I'm thinking, and because I don't know if you were here closer to the beginning when I mentioned this, that this paper for some reason is fighting me more than normal, and so it on screen it doesn't look too bad, but it just was hard to get here. It was hard to get the effect I wanted because it was just fighting the pencils, and the tutorial that the advice that I am following that I'm trying on this page, she did it in Prismacolors because it blends better. So I don't know if it's going to turn out at all. So what I may do is just use this as a test page and work on the glows, because that's one thing I would like to learn how to do better anyway. I've never done this technique that she did in her video. And if you haven't seen it, if you don't know her, Lisa Matrakian, she's an artist who happens to color, and I'm just somebody who likes to color in coloring books. So her art is always just beautiful and a little intimidating, but I'm gonna try it. And oh, thanks. But I might, just work on the glows and practice the glowy parts, because, there are several things in here that I want to have glow to them. And, but then maybe not color in all the other things on this page, and then just wait till the book comes out and then do the whole page, because by then I will have lots of practice glowing. And So yeah, because the hard part is I want this page to glow, but in order to glow, there has to be enough darkness for the glows to stand out. But then coloring all of this stuff in dark colors seems a little intimidating too. So I don't know. I will have to I think I'm going to treat this page like an experiment. And then when I get the actual book, my pencils will work better. And I probably will be happier with it. So, trouble to type fast enough. Also, you kind of hate second pages, set of pages in books. So like some books that have more pages than one. I think I bought my first Coloriage Wild book this summer, and I didn't realize that there were multiples of those. There's at least two of every one picture. Um, So that's the first book I've ever had that has like that, and I've only colored one picture in it. So probably the only thing I would do with those second ones, because usually I wouldn't want to color them, is if I found potentially just a beautiful tutorial I wanted to follow and try something different. Or maybe, here's a thought that's just coming to me, if I get a new set of pencils and I want to practice, maybe I could use that page for a practice. Like, how does this pencil work with blending flesh tones? Or how does this color combination work? Because normally I want to, I don't want to waste a good image and good paper just on a test, but I also, when I'm trying to learn something new, it's usually better to try it on good paper. So that might be something I would do, maybe, is um, using those for test pages. That part is probably what I would do. But I only have, like I said, I only have one book like that, and I'm still learning. I can't remember. It takes sometimes a little bit coloring a few pages in a book that, a new type of book, before you kind of get a feel for how the paper behaves. And every paper is different. And different pencils work differently on different types of paper, as you all know. I keep printing free pages before and never getting around to color them, or I start and don't finish. Yeah, exactly. Because by the time uh, usually because I usually have a page in process when they come out, and I usually don't like to have more than one work in progress, although that's kind of changing for various reasons. But so by the time I am available to color it, then the book is out. So why not just color in the book? But for like this one, what I'm doing now, I'm trying to get in the hang of what I'm doing with my YouTube channel and wanting to experiment with some things and see how things work. And so I thought, well, and I've been missing live streaming. So I thought, well, I'm just going to jump in and experiment. And I'm glad I did, because I have discovered, I think what I did when I set up this live stream yesterday is there's a box that says something like, something you have to check if your live stream is going to be on mobile. And so I checked that, but I think what that did is, and I checked it because I'm streaming from my phone and not from the laptop that I was setting up the stream itself ahead of time so I could schedule it. I was doing that on my laptop because it just seemed easier. But I thought, oh no, if I set it up and I don't check this box, will I be able to do the live stream from the phone? So I checked the box, but now that's what happened. That's why this video is appearing vertically. I didn't realize it was going to do that. So you all are my guinea pigs. I'm glad I did this, just jumped in and tried it, because that is something I wouldn't have known. So now I'll know next time. I might do even just a test that I'm going to delete and just go live without checking that box to see if it changes things. I think it might, but I think that's the problem. But can you tell me how my sound is. I have a feeling it's not great because I'm just using my iPhone microphone. Um, and so since you're all my guinea pigs, you're also lovely to not judge me, I don't think. Tell me how my sound, does it feel a little echoey? Because I'm in when I used to live stream in the past, it was like I said, it wasn't for coloring. So it was, at the pumpkin patch or at the parade. So I was always outside. Sound is perfect. Okay, good. Sound is good. The image is a little bit blurry. Well, let's see. Is it the whole image or just the paper? Like, is it focusing on my pencil? Can you tell? Because, let's see. Let me make my laptop, because I'm watching this on the laptop. Oh, it is kind of blurry. I don't know. Can I see? Can I zoom? Okay, my camera's going to shake a little bit because, like I said, I'm just on. Okay. Oh, hello. I zoomed in. It's going to take a little bit for that to get to the big screen. Is that too? Let's see. Does that help? Okay, so now it's going to take a little delay before I can actually see it. um, but anyway, my live streaming in the past was not sitting at a desk like this. And so that kind of microphone was fine for doing that. But I am wanting, because it picks up, when you do that, you want to pick up, your environment noises. You want to pick up the sounds of the trees or the river or, the crowd or whatever. So the iPhone microphone works really well for that. But here, because I have filmed a couple videos, I've only posted one so far. Okay, does that better now? The other thing it could be is the room I am in, the room I have set up to house my coloring supplies and stream and shoot videos, is at the farthest end of the house away from the Wi-Fi router. So if that didn't help, if it's still fuzzy, it looks better. But if that didn't help and make it nice and crisp, I might have to get like a Wi-Fi booster for this end of the house because the signal itself, excuse me, might be not good. Or, okay, this is a very, very professional thing going to happen right now. Maybe there's a smudge on the glass. So that's always a possibility. So very professional situation going on right here. But I am in this hobby for having fun and meeting new people, and have met all of you. And so I feel like I don't have to be professional. And I just realized I made my screen, large screen, so I couldn't see the clock. I probably will be doing this for another half an hour or so. Are we able to watch coloring? Yes, I think what I miss most about the live streaming is just that feeling of being connected with people. And there's something about the live streaming community and the coloring community both. I think after seeing, because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos just to learn how to do YouTube videos better, and watching a lot of other types of content, and the people who comment and the crowd is not always, in a non-coloring the non-coloring community is not always necessarily as kind and supportive, and a lot of them are out to make money, so they're just in it for what will make me the most money, which isn't bad. I mean, who doesn't want to earn money? But for me, it's not about producing a slick, perfect visual experience, although you want it to be as good as possible. It's more about the talking to people and getting to know people. Yeah, Andrea, exactly. But you know, the downfall, as we are experiencing here with YouTube, which I haven't found a great alternative, but um, the live streaming platform that I used to be on before, what we all loved about it was there was hardly, almost zero lag time between both what I was actually doing and when it appeared on the screen for you all. Because I'm watching myself on my laptop and there's about a 30-second delay almost. And that kind of delay when you're trying to talk to someone is really big. It makes for really awkward conversations. Um, and so that on YouTube here is, it makes it difficult to have a, it's a little more, it's a little harder to foster relationships when the conversations are so awkward. Um, but it's definitely better than nothing. And we are still having two-way conversation. And so there can be some give and take. So it's definitely valid. I just wish Twitter wouldn't have killed the app that we were all on that I loved so much. Because we definitely miss it, but it's okay. It's okay. We will survive. Okay, so that is, if I'm not mistaken, the very, very lightest layer everywhere. I think I got it everywhere. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. It's so fun to see everyone. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And this is a question I'm asking all of you who are in such a later time zone as what are you having for dinner? Are you are you coloring right now, or are you waiting for dinner too? I realize, you know, it took me forever to figure out when to do this, what time of day, because I knew so many of you are in Europe. Um, uh, it was really hard to figure that out, but I figured, well, I'm just going to do what fits my schedule well this weekend, and maybe we could chat about like what time of day are you, you know, do you guys normally have like a not a well, kind of a routine, like is there a time of day where you do normally color more often? Like, see, this is part of the problem. I don't know if you can see it. Part of the problem I'm having with this paper this time is it's not blending very well. It's not taking the pigment. So I'm having to work really hard at making it even. So, but I'm gonna switch a little bit because my goal is to try to experiment with the glow a little bit. So if I can get a little bit more of this done, I can work on maybe the next step of the glow before we're done. So let's see, you've been coloring this afternoon. So usually like the period between lunch and dinner is good for you. Is that kind of when you color? So a few hours before what's happening right now. That's good to know because I could definitely get up earlier. For this first one, I just set it up. Getting a little close there. I set it up just at a time that was reasonably convenient for me and all the other stuff I need to get done on this Saturday. You prefer to color during the morning and beginning afternoon to catch up the day. That makes sense. So morning, like how early in the morning? Morning for you, is that like 9, like in the period between breakfast and lunch then? So that could be tricky because I can only stream so late because my husband is home and I'm trying to, well, my husband is home right now, but he's outside. But usually mornings for you would be evenings for me, and that's kind of when we do a lot of stuff. So I'll have to figure that out. But oh, this time is good for you. I prefer to watch coloring without being coloring. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I can't just watch it without actually doing something else. So like if I am like cooking dinner, see, I did that too fast. If I'm cooking dinner, I will do that. but I can't just sit and watch and do nothing else. I have to either be coloring or or the person is kind of in the background and I'm just listening. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to approximate this glow on this side so I can start maybe experimenting a little bit with the next step before we're done. But I don't know if it's going to work because, like I said before, I am focusing too much on the talking and not making a smooth a smooth transition here between the darker and the lighter. Oh, you set up your coloring journal. Nice. I am always so admiring of those of you who do those because they always look like so much fun, and I think I would like them. But if I did that, I would have less time for coloring, and I feel like I don't have enough time as it is. So I was like, Marie makes amazing bullet journals each month also, and draws her little drawings. I told her the other day that if she ever did a coloring book or sold coloring pages on Etsy, that I would buy them because she always does the little elves doing different things, or gnomes. I mean, actually, she said both. Doing yoga or skiing or whatever the activity is, but all the things she does. I remember on her coloring pages, she used to always add little characters doing things, and I always thought that was so great. But so Carla, what kind of do you draw pages for yourself to color in your journal, or do you like use pens and washi tape and stickers and that? Like, what kind of stuff do you like to do in your coloring journals to set it up? Oh, well, I like to share things that I like, and I like your style. Well, I got a little thermal printer, a challenge printer, and there's only writing. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, see, that's 2 hours that I tend to get distracted by all the organizing and the setting up, and then I never do it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I've had to restrain myself from my swatch book because I would endlessly be updating it. So now and I spent so much time getting it to the point where it's at now. It's like, okay, I'm done. There are some things that I need to clean up in it, but I am really wanting to not spend a ton of time on it. I mean, I want to, but I know me, and I will get sucked into it and want to, then that just takes away from the actual doing of it. I have set up some in a planner that was kind of already made, but I started to customize it a little bit, to keep track of some habits, see, I'm talking and going too fast here. But setting up trackers for some habits I wanted to develop, and exercise, and how much that kind of thing. But I spent so much time maintaining the journal that it was hard to do the things I was trying to track. So I'm learning about myself, what is actually beneficial and what's just distraction for me. But a lot of times what motivates me to do something is the challenge of seeing the tracker completed. So I do have some online, like I'm using the app Duolingo to practice French. So it gives you a streak, it tells you how many days in a row you've been doing it. So that's incredibly motivating because now I have a really long streak and I don't want to lose it. So it's that kind of idea, but setting up my own, I get lost in it. And so I'm learning, but yeah. And there's, like Johanna comes out with those the coloring calendars every year, and my one side of my brain says, yes, I would love those. But then I keep seeing people talking about how they're so behind in coloring the calendar that they can't use the calendar, and that would be totally me, because then I could only, especially the weekly one where there's pages for like each week or each day. It's like, oh my goodness, that would be the only thing I would color all year, and I don't want to do that either. So I've never gotten into those. So that's one temptation that I don't have to worry about. And a lot of her, I think that her drawings in those calendars is the same as, drawings in her books. So I would just rather stick to the books. Thinking about doing a challenge called Once Upon a Haunted Forest. Oh, that sounds fun. You would do great at that. I definitely would like to see that. On my regular life, yeah, well, I can't accept unless it's like the tiny squares for like Christmas, like the Advent, because I just love Christmas anyway. But with those, I tend to stay very, very simple. For that reason, is because even though they're small, if I get too crazy and complicated, then that's all I'm coloring for the month of December, and I have too many pages on my wish list for this season, because it's one of my favorites, those types of pages, and I can't get them done. So I can't do an everyday challenge either. I just kind of have to fit in the challenges where I can. But on my regular life channel, my not coloring channel, just my at Tanya C, one of the things my husband and I do for recurring date night is we go to the movies. And so we have gone to 15 movies at the theater. Well, actually 16, because one time we had to go to a theater that's not our regular one. Don't tell. But that's what we do on Wednesday nights. We go to the movies, and they posted yesterday a challenge for the month of October to take, there's 31 prompts for pictures to take at their theater, either at the movies or in the lobby or whatever. And what's the frowny face for, Andrea? What'd I miss? Or did I say something that made you sad? Tell me. So now I'm super motivated to want to do that photo day, because there's things like just like date night challenge, or a scary costume, which we won't wear a costume, but there's 31 like picture with the crew at the theater, or the selfie on the outside, or popcorn, or whatever. And so now we're going to try to wrote a comment. Oh, so I'm kind of motivated to do that. Our next time at the theater is next Wednesday. And so I'm going to take a bunch of pictures so I can post them throughout the week, because then they're giving prizes each week. So, prizes motivate me too, because my motto is you can't win if you don't play. So if you enter all the contests, you might win some of them. And although I've never won any coloring type of contest. I've entered a bunch of them, and I'll win one day. But on my, like I said, on my regular life social media account, I've entered and won a few things. I won some free cookies. I'm neither able to do a challenge every day. Did once, and it was enough. Yeah. It can take up so much time, especially if your coloring is beautiful and very not complicated, but there's a lot of steps. It's not just a quick thing. And so I find if I'm trying to do one, especially like the Christmas ones, my style in general anyway is very simple, but on those I have realized I just have to get very simple, like set myself a challenge, just use 5 pencils for the whole thing, and that's it, but no gel pens, no sparklies, which I don't use a ton of anyway, but definitely for those I don't use, well, very rarely. But Christmas, some of it needs to sparkle. But I tend to save that for the actual pages that I'm doing. So and it's the same with fall. I'm finding I really like fall pictures too. So there's a lot of fall pages I would like to do, or pages in fall colors. Luckily, the fall season is a little longer. I usually make myself wait until September at least because it's so hot here. Even in September, well, even now, it was 90 degrees yesterday, which I can't remember for you all, but it's up there. And it's hard to get in the swing of coloring fall when it's so hot outside, but I've colored a few already. So there's a little bit longer season for fall. I try to wait on Christmas until after Thanksgiving, which I know a lot of you don't have, but the last Thursday in November is the last day for fall pages. Then it's all Christmas. Instagram showing you everything but your coloring friends. Oh no! Well, that's not good. I wish Instagram would just show us everything all the time, because we follow those people for a reason. But that's why I'm kind of glad I have two different accounts. I have one for coloring only, and that makes it a lot easier because then I can switch between the two, and my real life non-coloring friends don't have to see all my posts. It won't mean as much to them. So that's been kind of nice. I'm glad that I did that a couple of years ago when I first started down this hobby. But yeah, I wish Instagram would just go back to how it was before with less reels. Just show me photographs and little videos of my coloring friends, but not all. There's so many suggested posts now that half of my feed is like people I don't know. It's like, stop that. I don't like it. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but a lot of it is just not what I want. And then if you make the mistake, you mistakenly click on something, then it starts giving you all those, like cute puppies or something, which are hard to resist. So I am trying to pay attention to what I'm doing here. So the things I want to make glow, I do what the tutorial I'm trying to follow is this. I've already done this, but this part of this planet, so I've already colored this all white. I'm going to do these stars. So I'm kind of following the advice of the tutorial I started, the Lisa Matrokin, is if I switch to who I follow, it does not include the hashtags anymore. Yeah, it's just, I don't get it. I know they're trying to compete with TikTok, but I'm on Instagram and not TikTok for a reason. So I don't want them to copy TikTok. So those are the thing I want those to glow. I wanted to make this little light coming in from the doorway glow a little bit. So I'm doing that. Yeah, it's like it was fine before. Why change now? Just give us what we want. But I know they need to make money too. But it's just, yeah. Oh, and I want to make these. Let me get those on screen. These little guys glow eventually. So Lisa Matrokin's tutorial is like first you do a little white layer. And I am using Prismacolors for this white one because it is, the white just goes down better. This one, I can't remember now if I did this. The bad part is, though, it's hard to see on white paper. And then all the little stars. You're going to see Johanna launch the new book next Friday. You mean you're going physically somewhere to see her? Like, is she doing a live event where you can go see her? That would be cool. Oh, I just got a text. Hello, how are you doing? That is somebody trying to scam me, I'm sure, so I'll have to block that. Or do you just mean you're gonna watch something on YouTube or somewhere? Or are you going physically somewhere? Are you traveling somewhere? That is one thing I would miss out on, being on this side of the pond. Not really feasible for me, but that would be super fun. But I'm assuming she's gonna start. I think that the page where this download is from, she was talking about the online book tour or book launch tour or something. I can't remember all the details of it, but whatever she does, her online videos or whatever, I'm sure I will do them, or watch as much as I can. Okay, so the next step on some of those on Lisa Matrakin's thing was to do, like, find the palest yellow that you have and do this. So I'm going to do that in all my things. Oh, yes, an event in a bookstore in Aberdeen, Johanna. Oh, very fun. I'm super jealous. That will be great. And that's on Friday. I'll have to... She's probably not going to stream from there. Okay, so, sorry, got to change topics. Oh, I was sorry, just realized I was off camera. Squirrel. Since our neighbor just started his lawnmower, my question is, can you hear it? Can you hear the lawnmower that just started across the street, or is it still just picking up my voice? It would be interesting to know how it sounds for you. Because I have my laptop sound turned off so I don't get that feedback kind of screech. So I can't hear it on screen. So that will tell me how the microphone is doing. I've been watching a lot of tutorials about like different equipment, and I definitely don't want to spend a ton of money. Because like I said, this is not going to be a profession. Wouldn't that be cool though? To just do this and earn enough money to be able to do this and just color without getting super overwhelmed. You can hear it slightly in the background. Okay, so it's not terrible. But anyway, so I've been watching like for like beginning, setting up just beginning videos, which is where I definitely am. Here's a basic microphone. So I'm, I just saw one today, like a $15 one, but it's like, the style of it is the kind you clip onto your shirt, and I don't know that I want that. But I found another one from a channel that does, advice for YouTubers, which I'm not a YouTuber, but I would like to live stream more often. And they had some good advice and good links for like it was like $35 or $40. And that didn't seem terrible, because some of them are hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and like cameras you can get for thousands of dollars, which I won't do. I'm happy with my my iPhone camera. But there is some software, like services that you can... Oh, I missed a section. See, I'm paying, or I didn't do it dark enough. I want to be able to show my coloring and my face at the same time, and you need a little different additional setup to be able to do that. I think I just found a free version of software that I think I could use. So but I just found that, because I thought it was a service, StreamYard. I thought it was a service you had to pay for, but I just discovered yesterday that it has a free version, so I might experiment, but I didn't want to experiment with everything on my first attempt at this. So maybe... so another question for live streams like this is, are weekends really the best, or would a day... sorry what I'm saying. I realize it's almost 7 here, and my kids are at a friend's and haven't had dinner yet. Oh, so you haven't had dinner, or your kids haven't had dinner. But if they're at a friend's, it doesn't matter. So you haven't had dinner. So yes, it's time for dinner. Carla's making meatballs, and let's see. What was did somebody share? Did we get another menu? A suggestion? Andrea, did you share what you were going to be having for dinner? I don't know. I can't remember. I can't find it. But okay, so because I have Thursdays are one of my, oh yes, wraps and sweet potato fries, which sounds very healthy. Yes, please, what? Shoot, see, I got distracted. I have Thursdays off, so I have actually, you know, a whole day where I could stream at different times. So would that ever work? Would that ever be good for you all? Since you guys are here, you are my you're my test group. Because Saturdays can be tricky because my husband is here, and you know, we like to do things together, or he's working on projects in the shop, so he has equipment that would be loud, or he's, you know, he got some projects. Hold on, got some projects going on in the house. Like I was filming a video tutorial, which I haven't posted yet, but I posted one, but not the next one. And he started working on a project. So all of a sudden there was hammering noises in the background. It's like, oh, shoot, we're going to have to mute that part. But Thursdays would be quiet. But if everybody's at work during the day on Thursday, that wouldn't be helpful. So I'm just trying to get a feel for, would a Thursday ever work for anyone? Because if I did it, you know, if I did like a regular thing where it was, you know, because some ladies, they do every week, they have a certain time and they come on and color, whether or not anyone's there, I guess I could. But the point of this is to talk to people. Oh, and I think I was off screen again right there. Sorry about that. So let me know. And if you're watching this as a replay, you can type it in the chat after it's done, the answer to this question. But would Thursdays ever work? So yeah, let me know. And okay, so I think the next step in her tutorial requires the background, this part to be done. So I'm gonna have to go back to doing these. So sorry, I was hoping to maybe get a little more variety, but I can't finish I can't finish the next, or can't go on to the next step until this one's done. So our hour is about up. So thank you. Thursday would work. I only work till 1:30 every day, so I'm around in the afternoon, evening. Neither me nor them, but Huzzy made. Oh, nice. That is always lovely. And chili sounds great, but it's going to be too hot here for that. So maybe I'll do my Swedish meatballs, which sounds funny to say. I'm making Swedish meatballs. Do you all have? Okay, let me ask for those of you. Okay, somebody there is from Sweden, right? That's the other part of my cheat sheet I need to make is screen name, real name, country you're in there, and how many hours ahead, so that I can remember things like this. Because, so if I'm remembering correctly, and at least one of you is from Sweden, in Sweden right now, do you have a dish called Swedish meatballs? Or do you just call them meatballs? Do you really eat them? You know, it's meatballs, and it's got some kind of, like, I don't even know what's in it, because I'm using a mix. Shh. I don't know what's in it, so I don't know how I would make it from scratch. But it's white. You serve it with meatballs over noodles, and that's literally what it's called. You can get them at IKEA, and we can get them in mixes, and it's just called Swedish meatballs. But do you all just call them meatballs? You know, like we have French fries. In France, they don't call them French fries. So it's that kind of thing. It makes me wonder. Okay, so we're at about the hour mark. So I think we're going to call it good for today. I don't want to go overboard on my first one, but thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a ton of fun, and I think maybe next time I will experiment with a Thursday. What do you call? What do I call what? Are you asking me? Swedish meatballs? Swedish meatballs. So I might try the next one on Thursday. And if I decide to make that a regular thing, I'll find a time slot that I can do it like every Thursday. And yeah, see if we can just get to know each other a little bit better. What do you call French fries? I call them French fries. But I know in France they're called frites, and I'm assuming they're called, frites in other places. But yeah, I'm interested for Swedish people if they call them Swedish meatballs or if they just call them meatballs or a certain kind of meatballs. That would be interesting. I might have to Google that. But okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much, like I said, for hanging out with me. It's been a ton of fun, and I hope you are able to, after dinner, maybe relax and color a little bit. Looking forward to seeing your whips and your finished projects on Instagram, and I will see you soon. Oh, you're so welcome. This was a lot of fun. I definitely missed this, and I will see you all soon. I hope you have a great night and a great Sunday tomorrow, and just have a great day. Okay, so Marie, you have to tell us, what do you call the Swedish meatballs? I'm gonna wait now till you tell me. What do you call? Do you call them? I don't know. I have no idea what you might call them. Do you have a Swedish? And do you even know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't, I can get a package of them. You get the package out. It'll take too long to do it now because I have to go all the way to the kitchen. But I can post a picture or send you a picture of the package labeled Swedish meatballs, and you can see what it looks like, and you can tell me what you call it. Like I said, it's in a white sauce, and it's savory and it's served with noodles. So I'm leaving a little bit of time now. I'm stalling. We just call them meatballs. You can buy them at the grocery store. Yes, exactly. Okay, so you just call them meatballs. That's kind of what I figured, but I wasn't sure if they'd have some kind of, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of an English equivalent of something that you all call American food, American hamburgers or American whatever that we wouldn't call American, but we might have a different name for it. Language and differences are so interesting to me about where things come from. Okay, I really have to go. But thank you all again, and I hope you have a great, great weekend. I'll see you all around. Bye, you guys. Oh, shoot. See, I'm very professional. Can't reach the button to turn it off. Okay, bye. It's real this time. There we go.